Hello and welcome everybody. I'm Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. I've got the awesome Aries May horoscope. A lot of new beginnings around you this month and more things coming up. So let's go to the board now. Here we go. So you'll see a lot of activity is on the eastern side of the chart. This is the horizon line here. And underneath you can see that there's things going on and bubbling away, so energies are in play for new beginnings for you, Aries. But firstly, before we get to your horoscope, let's have a little look-see at the tarot cards. I like to pick 2 tarot cards as theme cards for the month for you. So we're doing card number 1. Card number 1, you can put that box of tissues away right now. You may have some memories of the past coming back, especially at the moment because Mercury is still retrograde, and that does bring back past issues sometimes, or unfinished business. So I do get the sense of sadness or despondency there, but it's like you get on with your life and there's more things to do, and so that becomes less and less your focus. I want to go back here, that one, yes, I'm going to go with this one. The card that comes up is the King of Cups, and even with the sadness and despondency, it is all about exploring your emotions, which is something that this energy is really, really good at, the King of Cups. You could meet somebody like this. This is typically a person who is more mature, has a great deal of compassion and understanding. Maybe this is you. You might meet somebody who reminds you of your earlier self, your younger self, and so you want to help them in some way if you can. This is a person who's succeeded in many endeavours and has found peace and contentment in their lifetime. So it's often quite a helpful, kind person that knows his place in the world and is proud of what he's done, and he wants to continue on. This can be a woman, of course. Don't get caught up with a pronoun thing. It can be anybody. However, it is more a masculine type energy, so that could be in women, and particularly women, say over 50 or maybe even post-menopausal. It's like they're balancing their life. Going through menopause, you've got to do lots of balancing, but at the end of it, you can come out feeling more stable, more secure, more confident. You'll see the ocean here in the background and also the sun. The ocean is like the subconscious waters going down deep within yourself. The sun is the source of all light, bringing insight and security and contentment. And that is sort of the theme around this card, that there's a lot of contentment. Even though it's about the emotions primarily, you'll see this colour, this indigo colour, that's the colour of the third eye. So this is somebody quite intuitive as well as being in touch with their emotions. This gold fabric around the throat suggests that he speaks at a very high vibrational level, and so this person will too. A lot of wisdom to impart. Number 2, card number 2, the second half of the month. I've got the colour, it's sort of a mid-blue but also verging on aqua, and then it's got gold as well. So this blue, it's like going from the throat to the top of the chest in your physical body, and the gold is very sort of high vibrational energy coming from talking about, communicating about the things that you love, the things that you've got some sort of emotional attachment to, and the communications are beautiful, basically. The card that comes out is the the Tower card. This came up earlier this morning. It's suggesting that something's coming to an end. This is a concept that you might have held in your mind for a while. It's been based on shifting sands. It's really not built on reality. So things are going to come tumbling down, dear Aries. But if you've been honest with yourself, you already know. So it's not news to many of you because you had a feeling. If I'm honest, just not quite right. It's not sitting with me. And so even though the imagery is quite dramatic and maybe even confrontational looking at it, it also suggests it comes tumbling down so you can build again on much firmer foundations. So just be aware that coming up this month in May that there's some sort of energy which is not quite right, and if you're honest with yourself, you know about it already, and this is coming down so that you can build something much stronger. It's a major arcana card. It's life-changing if you want it to be, or even if you don't want it to be. But I see it more positive than what the imagery suggests. I see it being more positive than that. Now bear these two cards in mind, and then we're going to make this a bit bigger and looking at your horoscope now. Now I already suggested that there's a lot of new beginnings around you, which is playing into this. Here's Prince Harry. Hello, Harry. You were a very naughty boy last night. Yes, you were. And wanting to go out when it was raining cats and dogs out there. But just because it's raining cats and dogs doesn't mean you can go outside. All right, now can I have this back, please? So, new beginnings. Now, firstly, the new moon on the 7th also suggests new beginnings, especially to do with your finances, your personal finances, or perhaps your possessions, or even how you value things. You know, what you think about money, the things that were important before. He wants to sit on my lap. The things that were important to you before, they're not so important, especially around material type things. It's like deeper levels, deeper layers of reality, and you're seeing that now. It's in Taurus, so it's definitely to do with some sort of materialistic type thinking. The full moon is in Sagittarius on the 23rd, and this suggests that there could be some sort of shake up, shake down, some sort of energy coming in about how you broaden your life, and you just can't get comfortable. And you might be looking at study, you might be looking at spirituality or education or even travel. It could be a bit of a bumpy ride. In Sagittarius, though, it is all about expansion, and so it suggests to me that there's a way around it. The full moon in Sagittarius being ruled by Jupiter, of course, and so anything Jupiter touches expands. But Jupiter's also associated with education, so maybe you're studying or learning something as well. Maybe you have something more to do with philosophy or people overseas, for example. Pluto's going retrograde in Aquarius on the 2nd of the month. Pluto is associated with death, but only with the point of view of death being a precursor to new beginnings. So a change in life. It's in the 11th house and it's 2 degrees, so it's not actually going to get into your career zone. It'll stay probably in the 11th house for a fair while. It's retrograde until October, so maybe at the end, yes, at the end it will get into, I'm just working it out in my head while I'm talking to you, it will get into Capricorn and it will go into your house of career, or maybe to do with authority figures. There could be some sort of issue there, but I guess one of the main points that goes with Pluto is the really strong energy of transformation and change, and it sort of dredges up whatever's on the bottom of your subconscious here as well. In retrograde, it's likely to bring up a lot of internal issues for you, particularly about the people that you associate with, whether that be friends or groups or whoever it is you're connected to. And it's also to do, in this position, it's also to do with your hopes and dreams. You'll probably find over the next year or so, particularly, that your hopes and dreams are changing a lot. The things that used to excite you probably won't. It's like you've got to find a new direction, and look to where you feel motivated, because that's going to change most probably. You'll probably find a whole lot of new people will come into your life in the future. Mercury is in Taurus on the 15th here. So a lot of discussions, transactions about your personal finance. You could be buying more, for example, and it's like it'll be direct. So it's surging ahead here in a very powerful way around your possessions and also your belief systems. You could be communicating this to other people. Sun goes into Gemini on the 20th, Venus into Gemini on the 23rd, and Jupiter into Gemini on the 25th of the month. This is a house of communications. It's also studying, learning. It's also doing domestic tasks around your environment. The sun is going to bring great insight, but also happiness, awareness. You could be socialising a lot with people that live quite close to you, or maybe even your neighbours. And it's just a busy, active, sort of contented time, especially with Venus in Gemini. A lot of beautiful conversations with beautiful people around you. Could be socialising, going out for coffee and things like that a lot more. Venus also brings discussions about beauty, whether that be your physical body or even where you live. That might be on the agenda coming up probably a little bit later, because Venus will be here on the 23rd, and it'll be here for about a month to 4 to 6 weeks, and then it's going to go into your home and family zone. So you might be starting to think about doing something at home in terms of beautifying your environment. But it's probably dealing with polite, courteous, friendly people. There could even be discussions with people you love a lot more than usual. And Jupiter there just expands everything, and it's like you want to learn more. It's like there's a coach or a mentor sort of energy. Either you're getting coached by somebody or you're coaching somebody yourself. You become a helper to somebody else, and you're mentoring them is another way of looking at that. The Aries, that is your horoscope for May. I do hope this is helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching today. Have a fabulous month. I'm sure you will. Leave a like and a comment. That would be fabulous too. Thank you so much. I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.